Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be painting a sunset inspired galaxy. So let's get started. For the materials, I'm using a round brush. This is a size 10 by Princeton, and Fabriano Artistico cold press 100% cotton paper, and Mijello Mission Gold watercolors. The colors that I'm going to be using today are yellow light, Pyrrol Scarlet, bright rose, a little bit of permanent rose, and cobalt violet. All the paints except Pyrrol Scarlet are from Mijello Mission Gold watercolors, and the Pyrrol Scarlet is from Daniel Smith. I'm also going to be using Winsor & Newton white gouache to paint the stars. I'm using a Hake brush by Princeton to apply a light wash of clean water on the paper for the wet on wet technique. If you don't have a Hake brush, you can also use a bigger round brush or a flat brush to do the same. Starting with the yellow color, I'm just applying the paint on the paper and spreading it over with the brush. Now I'm taking Pyrrol Scarlet and mixing it with the yellow to get a lighter orange color. Here I'm just taking a damp brush and spreading the paint to get an even soft blending. To get a slightly purple or mauve color, I'm mixing bright rose with cobalt violet and also a little bit of permanent rose. All the materials that I'm using for this painting today are also mentioned in the description box down below. Whenever we mix 2 or 3 colors like this, they might vary slightly with each mix, and it's completely fine because it gives us this more natural look to the painting. You can also Google some reference photos of skies and galaxies just to understand the different values and tones of the colors. I'm using cobalt violet now, and I'm not diluting the paint so much and using it mostly directly from the pan because I want a darker shade here. Using very little pigment, now I'm just blending the violet with the purple by gently dabbing the brush. Before the paper gets completely dry, I'm just adding another layer of paint because the watercolors usually dry out a lot lighter, so adding more layers help us in bringing out the vibrancy in the colors. Now I'm just going to blend the colors a little bit to break up these horizontal lines that you can see on the screen right now and create a smoother transition between the colors. For blending, I'm just taking a lighter color and simply dabbing it on the paper and moving the brush in circular motion. Once I'm done with the blending, now I'm going to lift off some of the paint in some areas to add depth to the painting. To speed up the drying process, I'm using a heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer or let it air dry completely before moving on to the next step. Once the painting is completely dry, I'm going to add some stars. I switched to a smaller brush here and I'm also using Winsor & Newton white gouache. You can also splatter some stars by gently tapping it with another brush like this. I'm adding some bigger stars here, especially in some of the areas where I lifted off some of the paint previously. This will make it look like the stars are glowing. After I finish adding all the stars, we are going to paint some layered mountains, and I'm just quickly drawing a rough outline of where I want the mountains to be. For this, I'm going to be using Payne's Grey. This is by Sennelier. The mountains that are farther away from us are much lighter than the ones that are closer to us. So for the first layer of mountains that we are going to paint, I have diluted the Payne's Grey a lot to get a lighter value and just tracing over the pencil sketch and filling it out. Once the first layer is done, make sure that it's completely dry before you paint the next layer. Just to speed up the process, I'm using the heat gun here again. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer them. For the third and final layer, I'm taking Bayern's grey directly from the pan, hardly diluting it with water to get the darkest wash possible. Now the painting is completely dry and we can peel off the masking tape. The painting is now ready. I'm just going to finish off by adding some golden outlines using Fine-Tech Gold, and this is how it looks once it's done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I also have a video on monochrome galaxy painting. Make sure you check that out too. You can also follow me on Instagram for more updates. Until then, happy painting. Bye.